Friends, how are you, beta? I hope you are fine. Beta, stay at home, stay safe, and also study well. Children, in our previous lecture, we read second story, I Want to Drive a Car. In that, we came to know about Mukesh, who was a poor bangle maker, but he did not want to continue his family business. He wanted to be a motor mechanic. We also came to know the people of Firozabad who spent their day or time in hot furnaces in dingy cells without air and light. It means they are living in very miserable and unhygienic conditions. Like Mukesh, 20,000 children are engaged in bangle making. The people who live in Firozabad, they do not even know that child labor is a crime. There is a law against it. They spent generations in the same profession, they accepted it as their destiny. They lived in dingy cells, spent their entire time and life in same miserable condition. Mukesh's grandmother wanted to know if this God-given lineage can ever be broken by everyone. It means the people who live in Firozabad, they think that born in the family of bangle maker is their destiny and they have to accept it. They have to accept their miserable condition. Even Mukesh's father, he worked very hard throughout his life, first of all as a tailor and then as a bangle maker. But even then, he has failed to renovate his house or send his two sons to school. So students will start from page number 18, second paragraph. That is, it is his karam, his destiny, says Mukesh's grandmother, who has watched her own husband go blind with the dust from polishing the glass of bangles. Can a God-given lineage ever be broken? She implies. Born in the caste of bangle makers, they have seen nothing but bangles. Born in the caste of bangle makers. It means as they are born in the caste of bangle makers, as they are born in the families of bangle makers, they have seen nothing. They means the people who are bangle makers. They have seen nothing but bangles all around them. In the house, in the yard, in every other house, every other yard, every street in Firozabad. Spirals of bangles, sunny gold, paddy green, royal blue, pink, purple, every color, born out of the seven colors of the rainbow, lie in mounds in uncapped yards, are piled on four-wheeled handcarts pushed by the young men along the narrow lanes of the shanty town. Here, shanty town means poor town, means the area which is not developed. So writer says that born in the caste of bangle makers, these people they have seen nothing except bangles in the house, in the yard, in every other house, in every other yard. They have seen circles of bangles of different colors, of sunny gold, paddy green, and the colors which born out of the seven colors of rainbow. Students, as you know, the seven colors of rainbow are very bright. They looks very beautiful, and whenever we see these colors of the rainbow, it gives us pleasure, it gives us happiness. But these people, they are surrounded with colorful bangles, but there is no happiness, there is no brightness in their life. And these different color bangles lie in mounds. Mounds means heaps, piles, ढेर, in unkept yards. Unkept means dirty yards. Are piled on four-wheeled handcarts, and writer says that these colorful bangles are kept in the four-wheeled handcarts, and these handcarts are pushed by the young men. It means they keep on selling these bangles in the streets of Firozabad, in the streets of shanty town, dirty town, poorly developed town. And in dark hutments, next to the lines of flames of flickering oil lamps, sits boys and girls with their fathers and mothers, welding pieces of colored glass into circles of bangles. And writer says that in dark hutments means छोटे छोटे जो घर होते हैं जिनमें बहुत ज़्यादा फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल नहीं होती, झोपड़ियाँ जिसको आप कहेंगे. डार्क मीन्स dingy, having no light. So in these small hutments, dark hutments, next to lines of flames of flickering oil lamps, it means these boys and girls with their fathers and mothers, they sit next to the oil lamps, and what they are doing? They are welding, they are joining pieces of colored glass into circles of bangles. It means in these dark hutments, in front of oil lamps, the boys and girls with their fathers and mothers sit welding pieces of colored glasses into bangles. Their eyes are more adjusted to the dark than to the light outside. And as they are habitual in working in the darkness, so it seems as if their eyes are more adjusted to the dark than the light outside. It means very easily they work in dim light. They can easily work there, as for years they are doing the same work in these dingy cells or dark hutments. That is why they often end up losing their eyesight before they become adults. And that is the reason. What is the reason? That as they spend their time in dark hutments, sitting next to the flames of flickering oil lamps, that is the reason they often end up losing their eyesight before they become adults. It means युवा होने से पहले ही उनकी जो आईसाइट है वो वीक हो जाती है. और इसका रीजन क्या है? कि वो अंधेरे में काम करते हैं, सिटिंग नेक्स्ट टू द ऑयल लैम्प्स. Savita, a young girl in a drab pink dress, drab means faded, colorless, pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman, shouldering pieces of glasses. Shouldering means joining. Now, writer tells us about another girl. Her name is Savita. She is a small girl. She wears a faded pink dress and she is sitting next to an elderly woman. And what she is doing? She is shouldering. She is joining pieces of glass into circles of bangles. As her hands move mechanically like the tongs of a machine, I wonder if she knows the sanctity of the bangle she helps make. As her hand moves mechanically, mechanically means automatically, like the tongs. Tongs means an instrument with two movable arms, जिसको आप चिमटी या चिमटा कहते हैं, of a machine. So it means automatically her hands move just like a tongue of a machine. I wonder, I here refers to the narrator, Anisha. Wonder, she thinks with surprise. If she means Savita, the small girl, if she knows the sanctity means piousness, means holiness, holy pious sanctity of bangles she helped make. It means writer thinks whether this girl knows the auspiciousness of the bangles. She knows the sanctity of the bangle which she is making. It symbolizes it. It means the bangle symbolizes an Indian woman's सुहाग, auspiciousness. Auspiciousness means शगुन जिसको आप कहते हो, good omen in marriage. And bangle symbolizes an Indian woman's suhag. It means something good in an Indian woman's life. Something very good omen, something auspicious in marriage. It will drawn on her. It will. It will means the auspiciousness of the bangle, the sanctity of the bangle will draw on her suddenly one day when her head is draped with a red veil. Her hands dyed red with henna, and red bangles rolled onto her wrist. And writer says that it means the auspiciousness of the bangles, the sanctity of the bangles, the importance of bangle. It will drawn on. Drawn on means one day she will begin realizing that. और कब ऐसा होगा? One day when her head is draped. Draped means covered with red veil. कि जब उसका सिर किस चीज से ढका होगा? घूंघट से ढका होगा, लाल रंग के घूंघट से ढका होगा. Her hands dyed red with henna. Henna means मेहंदी. And the day when she will have henna on her hands and red bangles rolled onto her wrists. She will then become a bride. It means on that day when she will have a red veil on her head, her hands dyed red with henna and red bangles rolled onto her wrist. That day will be the day of her marriage. It means on that day she will be a bride. It means writer says that one day when she will be a bride, at that time the sanctity of bangles will be realized by her. She will come to know about the importance of bangles in a woman's life. Like the old woman beside her, who became one many years ago. Like the old woman beside Savita. Like the old woman. Who is this old woman? The old woman who is sitting beside Savita, the elderly woman. So, just like this old woman who also became a bride. One means the bride many years ago. कि बिल्कुल उस औरत की तरह जो बहुत साल पहले दुल्हन बनी थी. She also comes to know about the importance of bangles. She still has the bangles on her wrist. She means that elderly woman who is sitting beside Savita and making bangles. She still has bangles on her wrist, but no light in her eyes. It means she has bangles on her wrist. So, bangles means something pious. Bangles means something auspicious. But there is no light in her eyes. So, there is no light in her eyes means there is no hope, there is no happiness in her life. देखिए, अगर कुछ अच्छा होता है, अगर good omen होता है, अगर कुछ auspicious होता है, तो वो beautiful भी होगा, hopeful भी होगा. But there is no hope in the eyes of this elderly woman. Though she has bangles on her wrist. एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया. She says in a voice drained of joy. Drained means lack of. Without any trace. So without any joy, she says that एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया. It means she has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. That's what she has reaped. Reaped means achieved, gained, got, received. So that is something she has received, she has got in her life. It means she worked very hard throughout her life, but she has not even enjoyed one full meal in her entire life. Her husband, an old man with a flowing beard, long beard, says, I know nothing except bangles. And her husband, having long beard, he says that he knows nothing except bangles. It means he also spent all his life, all his years in making bangles. He knows nothing except bangles. All I have done is make a house for the family to live in. And in his entire life, in his whole life, he has only managed to make a house for the families to live in. Now see, this man, it means he is also bangle maker. But if we compare this man with Mukesh father, this man has managed to make a house for the family members. But Mukesh father, he has not managed to even to renovate his house. So him means this old man, the husband of this elderly woman. Hearing this man, one wonders, one thinks if he has achieved what many have failed in their lifetime. It means after hearing this man, one thinks that at least this man has achieved what many other people of Firozabad, many other bangle makers have failed to achieve in their life. It means at least he has a roof over his head. But unfortunately, so many people are there in Firozabad who are not having even a good roof over their heads. A cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles, not even enough to eat. Rings here means lies, you can say, in every home. The cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the family business of making bangles lies in every home. The writer says that the cry of cheek hai, किस चीज की, the cry or the complaint of not having money to do anything else. It means they are poor bangle makers, they are very poor. And if anyone wants to do something else, it needs money, but they do not have enough money to start any other work. Even they don't have enough money to eat. And this cry, this complaint lies in every home in Firozabad. It means all the families who live in Firozabad have the same complaint that they don't have money to do anything else. So they are compelled to do the same work. They are compelled by the circumstances to carry on the same profession, the profession of bangle makers. The young men, the young men echo the lament of their elders. The young men echo. Echo means repeat. The lament. Lament means complaint, grief, sadness of their elders. And the writer says that the young men of Firozabad, they also repeat the same sadness as their elders have. Little has moved with time, it seems, in Firozabad. Better see the sentence structure. Little has moved with the time in Firozabad. Little. Little is used for quantity. Few is used for number. Little is used for quantity. And whenever little or few is used without any article, it gives negative sense. Means almost nothing. If a article is used a little or a few, it means at least something. But here, see the sentence. Little has moved with time, it seems, in Firozabad. The writer says that it seems that the condition of the people who live in Firozabad is same as it was earlier. It means their comes almost no change in the lives of these people. It means nothing has moved with time in Firozabad. Years of mind-numbing toil have killed all initiative and the ability to dream. And writer says that years of mind-numbing toil. Mind-numbing means boring. दिमाग को थका देने वाले. Toil means hard work. It means for many years they are doing same hard work. So they get bored with that. So years of mind-numbing toil have killed all initiative. Initiative means ability to act first. First move, you can say. So this hard work, this boring hard work have killed all initiative and their ability to dream. It means now they are not able to dream anything else. They don't have dreams, good dreams in their life. And it is only because of this mind-numbing hard work. The hard work which they are doing at the time. And they are doing this for many years. So this mind-numbing toil have killed all their initiatives and ability to dream. Why not organize yourselves into a cooperative? I ask a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trapped their fathers and forefathers. Now, see, the writer asks a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle. Vicious means cruel circle, wicked circle of middlemen. Middlemen means जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर होते हैं, बिचौलिए होते हैं. तो अब जो राइटर है, she asked a group of young men who are caught in the vicious circle of middlemen, the circle in which their fathers and forefathers were also entrapped. And what she asked them, why they don't organize themselves into cooperative. Cooperative, beta, cooperative is an organization, or this is a movement which is started for the benefit of the people. You can say that this is a cooperative movement which helps the people socially and economically. It helps to benefit the poor people so that they can also enjoy their life. Now, writer asks them that why they don't organize themselves into cooperatives. Even if we get organized, बेटा यहाँ पे एक बहुत important question बनता है. Question is, why can't the people of Firozabad organize themselves into cooperative? So we'll give answer from these lines. Even if we get organized, we means the people of Firozabad. If we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police, beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal, they say. It means when writer asks this question, they reply that even if they organize themselves into cooperative, they will be hauled up. Hauled up means dragged, taken away. They will be dragged by the police. They will be beaten by them and dragged into jail for doing something illegal. It means they don't know that if they raise voice against this injustice, that is not illegal. They are scared by the people, the rich people, that if they try to do anything like that, if they try to get organized, then it is illegal, and for that they will be punished or dragged behind the bars. There is no leader among them. No one would who could help them see things differently. Writer says that there is no leader among them. Among them means the people who live in Firozabad. There is no leader. All are same. All are poverty ridden. All are miserable. There is no leader among them who could help them see things differently. कोई लीडर नहीं है जो चीजों को अलग तरीके से उनको दिखाए, उनको समझाए. क्यों नहीं है लीडर? Because all are same. All are tired with hard work. That boring work. Nobody takes initiative. Even they are not able to dream something good in their life. Their fathers are as tired as they are. The fathers of the young man, they are as tired as they are. Means, as you know, that the elder person of the family guide the younger ones. The fathers guide the sons. They teach them how to take initiative. They teach them how to see the things differently. They teach them how to raise voice against injustice. But in this case, the fathers are also sufferers. They are also as tired as the young generation. They talk endlessly in a spiral that move poverty to apathy, to greed, and to injustice. They means the young men of Firozabad. They talk endlessly, without ending. They keep on talking about their miserable condition. Spiral means the a never ending continuous process. It means they keep on talking about never ending miserable condition that moves from poverty to apathy. Apathy means lack of concern, lack of sympathy, lack of feelings. It means as they are poor. So they have to face the apathetical attitude of the rich people, and this gives rise to greed and injustice. So they are talking about poverty, apathy, greed, and injustice. They are very poor. Because of their poverty, the rich people, they become insensitive towards these people, and it gives rise to greed. And if greed is there, then definitely the poor people face injustice. So they are talking about all these things. They are talking about the condition which they face at that time. Listening to them means the young men of Firozabad. I saw two different, separate worlds. I means the writer Anisham. Anisham says that after listening after listening these young men, she comes to know about two different worlds. One of the family caught in a web of poverty, burdened by the stigma of caste in which they are born. The writer says that she sees two different worlds. One world is the world of the family who are caught in the web of poverty. It means one world belongs to the poor people who are burdened by the stigma of caste. Stigma dishonor कह सकते हो आप, या टोकन कह सकते हो, कलंक जिसको आप कहेंगे, of caste in which they are born. It means one world belongs to the poor people who are born in the family of bangle makers, and they are very poor. The other are vicious circle of sahukars, rich people, landlords you can say, the middleman, the policeman, the keepers of law, and the bureaucrats and the politicians. And second world belongs to the cruel circle of sahukars. the rich people, और उसमें सब आ जाते हैं, the sahukars, middlemen, policemen, keepers of law and bureaucrats. Bureaucrats means the government officials. It means two different worlds are there. One world belongs to the poor people who are caught in the web of poverty and stigma of caste, and other world belongs to the rich people, including sahukars, middlemen, policemen, keepers of law and politicians as well as government officials. Together they here refers to the poor people as well as the rich, both the world of poor as well as the world of rich. Together they have imposed means forced upon, force कर देना, the baggage means burden on the child that he cannot put down. और कहते हैं कि दोनों जो डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड है, अपोजिट वर्ल्ड है, दे मिलकर क्या करते हैं, they forced that burden on the child that he cannot put down, means he has to carry on, he has to do that, he has to carry on that burden. कि दोनों जो वर्ल्ड है, the world of rich people and the world of poor, all together they imposed that burden on the child that he cannot put down, that he cannot refuse. Before he is aware, he accepts it. It means that condition, that burden, as naturally as his father. And before he is aware about the injustice, before he is aware of the burden, किससे पहले कि उसको पता चलता है, he accepts it as naturally as his father, कि उसको अपने father की तरह तब तक वो accept कर चुका होता है. मतलब means from very tender age he starts doing the same work. At the time when he was a child, he did not know what is good and what is bad for him. He did not know that he had to go to school. He did not know how to raise voice against injustice. And when he grows up, when he becomes adult, when he is aware of his condition, his miserable condition, he becomes used to of that and he accepts it as naturally, as normally as his father. To do anything else would means to dare. To dare means to do something courageous. To dare, to raise voice against something, and to do anything else other than the family tradition, family business would means to dare, would means to have courage. Means कुछ अलग करने के लिए क्या चाहिए, हिम्मत चाहिए, dare, courage. And daring is not part of his growing up. और कहता है जो daring है, जो courage है, it is not a part of his growing up. कहते हैं कि जो हिम्मत है वो तो उसकी परवरिश का हिस्सा ही नहीं है. It means nobody taught him how to dare. Nobody taught him to raise voice against injustice. Nobody taught him courage. So courage, daring is not part of his growing up. उसकी परवरिश का हिस्सा ही नहीं है वो. When I sense a flash of it in Mukesh, I am cheered. When I here refers to the narrator Anisha. I sense means feel करना. A flash means ray. Of it means dare or courage in Mukesh. Writer says that when she sees or senses that flash of courage in Mukesh, I am cheered. It means the writer becomes very happy. She is cheered to see a flash of courage in Mukesh. I want to be a motor mechanic, she repeats, and Mukesh again repeats the same thing. He says that he wants to be a motor mechanic. He will go to a garage and learn. And for that, he will go to a garage and learn how to repair car or how to drive a car. But the garage is a long way from his home. But unfortunately, the garage is long away from his home. बहुत दूर है उसके घर से. So what he says, see, I will walk. He insists. He says, he emphasizes, he says, I will walk. It means he again shows his determination. He will walk. कहते कि मैं चलूंगा. It means at any cost he wants to do as he likes. He wants to be a motor mechanic, and for that he will walk. So what? The garage is long away from his home. He will walk. Do you also dream of flying a plane? He is suddenly silent. No, he says, staring at the ground. And when writer asks him if he dreams of flying a plane, suddenly he becomes silent and staring at the ground. He says no. Now, have you remembered that at the time when writer asked him, looking straight in her eyes, he says, क्या कहता है? कि I will learn to drive a car. Looking straight into the writer's eyes, the narrator's eyes. But now, when she asks about flying a plane, he replies negatively. He replies no. And at the time, he is staring at the ground. It means he knows that flying a plane is far away from his reach. He dreams to be a motor mechanic, but he does not dream which cannot be fulfilled. In his small murmur means a very low voice. In his small murmur, there is an embarrassment that has not yet turned into regret. Regret means sorry. कह रहा है कि उसकी जो murmur है, उसकी जो बुद्धाहट है, उसमें there is an embarrassment, कि उसमें embarrassment तो है, but there is no regret, but there is no repentance, कि पछतावा नहीं है उसको. Embarrassment तो है, it means at the time he is not comfortable, but there is no regret in his voice. He is content to dream of cars. He means Mukesh is content. Content means satisfied to dream of cars that he sees hurtling down the streets of his town. And Mukesh is content. He is satisfied to dream of the cars that he sees hurtling down. Hurtling down means moving fast around the streets of his town. It means Mukesh starts dreaming to be a motor mechanic by seeing the moving cars in the streets of Firozabad. Few aeroplanes fly over Firozabad. Few aeroplane. It means almost no aeroplane flies over Firozabad. It means कि उसका जो ड्रीम है वो कहाँ से शुरू हुआ? When he saw so many cars running fast on the streets of Firozabad, on the roads of Firozabad, but he had hardly seen any aeroplane flying over Firozabad. So, with the help of this statement, we can also say that Mukesh, he knows his limitations. He knows that it is quite possible to become a motor mechanic, but becoming a pilot is just far away from his reach. So students, in this way, we see that how a poor boy wants to change his destiny. He dares to do something else in his life. He does not want to continue his family business or profession of making bangles. And for that he is very determined. So That is the chapter, that is the text. Students, do question answers of this chapter, the textual question answers, the long and short question answers. Thank you.